Hello everyone, it is me, Butterfly Spirit, aka Michelle. So today, guys, I decided that what I wanted to do is I wanted to talk about oil pulling. And I'm going to give you guys a lot of information in this video about oil pulling. I'm going to talk about my own personal experience. I'm going to talk about buying the oil for oil pulling, why I even decided to even start oil pulling, and just as much information as I can give you guys about oil pulling and stuff like that, because I feel like my experience is valuable, and I feel like it is something that can help people out there who are going to decide to try oil pulling out for the first time, and to tell them what they can expect. Okay. All right, guys. So I was watching a video on oil pulling, and oil pulling, the title of the video wasn't really about oil pulling, but it was about methods that you can use to open your third eye. And basically, oil pulling was said to be one of the methods you can use to decalcify your pineal gland so that your third eye or pineal gland will start to work. So the video that I was watching was from Nikki Sutton. Her YouTube channel is called spiritualawakening.net. If you search the name Nikki Sutton, then you'll be able to find her YouTube channel. I find her content to be really great. Her YouTube channel is really valuable because she is somebody who has had a spiritual awakening. She has her third eye open. She works with people to help them on their spiritual journey. And, she's an awesome teacher in terms of, teaching people and, really straightening people out on different concepts and stuff like that. She shares a lot of information in her videos. So I think it would be very valuable for you guys to, subscribe to her channel. So I will put a link to her YouTube channel in the description so you guys can subscribe to it if you choose to. Okay? All right. So basically, I was looking for a method to use to open my third eye, and one of the methods was oil pulling. There are other methods, but we're going to stick with the oil pulling. So I decided, hey, maybe I'll try out oil pulling. It's been found to be effective for people for, detoxifying the body of, of, things that can be calcified in your body, like fluoride and metals and different other types of stuff that's in the body. And if you oil pull, basically by having oil in your mouth, it's going to basically pull those toxins out of your body and into the oil, and then those toxins will basically come out in the oil, and be gone from your body once you spit it out. Okay, I'm not going to say every toxin in your body is going to be gone, but you can be sure that some toxins are going to be coming out from your body and stuff like that into that oil. Okay. All right. So, let's see what else about oil pulling. So, I had it in my head, I wanted to try oil pulling, and I was thinking about it for some days and thinking, hey, I want to try out this method, And so, even though I thought about it, I didn't really take action on it until one day I was at a Shop and Save grocery store, and I saw that they had some coconut oil, and I decided that day that I was gonna, try oil pulling, and the first step towards doing it is I was going to buy some coconut oil. Okay. All right. So, guys, I will show you the coconut oil that I bought. So, this is the coconut oil that I bought right here. It's Lo Anna coconut oil. I could try to move it forward so you guys can see it. It's probably kind of hard because like the lighting in here. But yeah, this is Lo Anna coconut oil. And I bought this from Shop and Save. I'm pretty sure you can buy coconut oil from any grocery store. The thing about coconut oil that is solid like this is that it can be expensive. You can expect to spend anywhere between, if it's organic, $6 and up just to get coconut oil that's like this that is solid. Okay. So yeah, expect that you're going to spend, some money on it. I'm not going to say you're going to spend $10 or $20, but you will find yourself spending more than $5 for organic coconut oil. Now, I will tell you something, guys. What happened when I went to the store to purchase the coconut oil was, at first I bought some, coconut oil. But the coconut oil I bought, it was by Luana, but the thing is that it was in a completely white container and you couldn't see into it. And so when I got that container of the coconut oil home, it was actually liquid. And I was told from the video that Nikki Sutton had that you want to have the solid coconut oil that is basically solid at room temperature, and you want to put that into your mouth, not the liquid coconut oil. You want to get the solid coconut oil. And I will show you guys what the coconut oil looks like in just a moment. So the first time I bought the coconut oil, I made a mistake because I bought liquid instead of buying it as solid, okay, solid coconut oil. That is actually a solid substance, not liquid. So if you guys are going to buy coconut oil, buy the solid kind. And you can tell it's solid because it's white right here and it's white right there. That tells you that it's solid. If I shake this up, it's not moving. That's how you know it's solid, okay? If you make the mistake of getting the liquid one, you will have to go back to the store and buy the solid kind, like the one that I have. So you can tell it's solid and stuff. There are some, I'm pretty sure there's some like, I guess like stores where you can go get it from, like, I guess health food stores, but I just got mine from the grocery store from Shop and Save. I got it from like the cooking aisle, and like I said, I paid, I think I paid like six or $7. But coconut oil can get expensive, especially because this is organic coconut oil. Okay, so yeah, and it is 100% pure. So I bought Luana organic coconut oil, and it is 100% pure. It is solid, as I said, and it has 0 grams of trans fats, and it is non-hydrogenated, okay? And calorie-wise, it has, I don't know if you can see that, it has 130 calories, okay? Coconut oil uses for this one anyway, it's used for baking, sauteing, moisturizing, and more, okay? So yeah, and they have that on the back. I don't know if you guys can see that, but they tell like the uses and stuff like that, what you can use it for. But I know it's kind of going to be difficult for you guys to see because it's really bright in here. So, but just know, if you go and buy the coconut oil that's organic, make sure you spend like over $5 for it. Make sure it's solid. Make sure it's non-hydrogenated. It is organic, and it is 100% pure. Okay, so make sure you do that. You might be able to get the coconut oil cheaper, somewhere solid, but I don't know. I just found this one at the grocery store. All right, and I brought the size I brought was the 14 flow ounces, and it's 414 milliliters. And I thought to say that because people might ask me, okay, well, how many flow ounces was it, or how many milliliters was it and stuff. I'm pretty sure there's many different brands of organic coconut oil that's 100% pure out there, but I just got this one because it was at a local grocery store. I also saw coconut oil like this available at Aldi. Aldi is also a grocery store that's located next to me, and I actually saw that they have coconut oil, and I'm probably going to be buying some 100% pure coconut oil from them and stuff like that sometime in the future. Okay. All right. So, when you buy the coconut oil, make sure it's solid. Okay. And make sure you spend like over $5 for it. make sure it is solid, not liquid. If you can shake it up and you can hear it moving, then it's liquid. You know, if you shake it up and you don't hear anything, it's solid. Okay. All right. So, when I got the coconut oil home, one thing that I did was I went online and I looked up some articles on how can I keep the coconut oil solid, because this coconut oil, it's basically oil. So when oil heats up, it melts. Actually, mine's melting like right now because of the temperature in my house. So you have to be careful what temperature you keep this coconut oil around. When I was looking through the articles online, some people said that they just keep it in their cabinet and it stays solid for them. Some people said, you know, you just store it in a place where it's not going to be impacted by heat or whatever. But, you know, for me, it's impossible because I like to keep my house warm and stuff. I don't like to be cold. But the thing is that if you want to keep this coconut oil from melting, you will keep it in a cold place. What I did was I thought about it, and my closets are cold, so I decided to put it in my bedroom closet. What happened was that when I decided to leave this coconut oil in there one day, it still melted even though it was cold in there. Okay, so you have to have it at a certain temperature in order for it not to melt. It doesn't say on here what temperature you have to keep it at for it to be room, for it to be like stay solid. Let's see. Okay, actually it is on here. So it says coconut oil is solid below 76 degrees Fahrenheit and becomes liquid at or above 76 Fahrenheit. So basically, if you keep this coconut oil in an environment where the temperature is below 76 degrees, it's solid. But if you have an environment where it's warmer than 76 degrees, then it's going to melt, okay? So this is sort of out of my house because I like to keep it warm. I like to feel like, you know, it's summer in my house and stuff like that. And so I feel comfortable. All right, so when I finally brought the right coconut oil home, as I said, I kind of set it down, did some research on where to store it. And I decided to put it in my kitchen cabinet. That turned out to, at first it seemed like a good idea, but it didn't really turn out to be such a good idea because the next day I, you know, opened the cabinet, my coconut oil was melted. So I put it in the freezer and it got back solid and stuff. But when you put it in the freezer, it gets really, really solid and stuff. So, well, I basically took it out of the freezer, put it back in the cabinet. And it stays solid, you know, but then eventually it went back to melting like a couple days after. But, you know, when I find that that this coconut oil melts, I just throw it in the freezer. And I leave it in there for the whole day. And then, you know, I will put it in the cabinet and, like, kind of just let it thaw back out. So that I'll be able to basically put a spoon in it and, you know, basically use it for oil pulling. Okay. I would suggest just keeping it in an environment where it's just colder than 76 degrees, and then it should stay solid all the time. But people find that to be challenging because people like to be warm like I do. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about what my first experience was like with oil pulling and stuff. So basically what happened was from the instruction that I had from online about oil pulling was basically you get your coconut oil, and what you do is you open the lid. Now when I bought it, I still have this lid on here, so there's a lid on here and stuff like that on the oil. And so basically I opened it up, And I was told that you're supposed to oil pull from anywhere between 15 and 20 minutes. I like to stay at about 15 minutes for oil pulling and stuff, because I feel like that's a better time for me. The first time I tried oil pulling, it was kind of tough to keep the oil in my mouth for the 15 minutes. In fact, I think I tried it for 20 minutes, but going down to 15 minutes was better. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys what it looks like. So what I did was is that per the instructions I got, you get a clean spoon, okay, clean tablespoon, and what you do is you take the oil, and here's the inside of what it looks like for you guys. It's not moving. Okay, solid. Okay. See, you can tell it's solid. So basically, here's what it looks like on the inside. And what you do, this is soft, so it's at a good temperature where I can scoop it. If it were frozen, I would not be able to get the spoon in here. But I will kind of reach in so you can see how I just go in. And right now, it's pulled out a big glob of coconut oil. Now, the thing is that this is too much oil to put in your mouth. So I'll show you guys what the right amount to put in is. So you should put in about, I would suggest you put in, and you will have to scoop it back too, because you don't want any excess on the bottom. I don't want, it's melting, it's melting. So I kind of try to wipe it off. Plus, I don't want to get this on Beyonce's keyboard, because I'm filming it on his keyboard. Alright, so this is a good amount. Well, this might be a little bit too much, but you basically don't want to fill up the spoon. You still want to have space in here. Okay? Still want to. The thing is about this, so this is a small amount, okay, of coconut oil for you to basically put into a spoon, okay? So this is a good amount. I'm going to move it back a little bit so you guys can see it. So that's a good amount. Okay? See it? All right. So this is a good amount. You don't want to fill it up with a big glob, that goes, like, fills all the way over this spoon, like the whole space of the spoon, because you have to remember you're putting this in your mouth. And what happens with this oil is that when it's in your mouth, it will melt. And the more it melts, the more oil that is in your mouth. And you'll know if you put too much in your mouth, because when it melts, your mouth will be really full of oil, okay? And if you put too much oil in your mouth, it's basically, you can tell it's just way too much. But I'm going to put this back in here, okay? So you take this and you put it in your mouth, okay? I'm not going to put any oil in my mouth right now, because I did oil pull today for this purpose. So I'm going to put this spoon down here. But anyway, you would basically put the spoon of coconut oil in your mouth, and it feels soft when it's in your mouth, and basically you will start to feel it melt as it's in your mouth, as it's in there. It's up to you to decide whether you want to do it for 15 to 20 minutes. First time I did it was for 20 minutes. I put a big amount of the coconut oil in my mouth, and I had a timer for 20 minutes. I used my cell phone timer, and basically I basically pressed the start button, and it counted down the time from 20 minutes all the way to 0 minutes. The first impression of the oil pulling was that I knew I put way too much oil in my mouth, because my cheeks were like really just big, and I could tell, like, in my mouth, my mouth was full of oil. The other thing about oil pulling is that you are not supposed to swallow at all. You're supposed to basically keep the oil in your mouth. You're not supposed to swallow, okay? You are, most of the time, you're going to try, you're basically going to be trying to clear your throat, but you have to make sure that when you clear your throat, you don't let any oil go down your throat, because the oil, when it's in your mouth, is going to be pulling out toxins. And if you were to swallow that oil, then you'll be swallowing toxins. So you would basically be, aiding and making yourself sick. Okay. So that's why you want to keep the oil in your mouth. You're going to have those big lips like that. It's going to be like, it's going to be like that. You're going to have that face. And it's funny that I decided to do that. I can't remember. You're going to have that face when it comes to oil pulling, like, it's going to look like that. And I would say the most challenging thing when I was letting the oil melt was when I first put it in my mouth, I didn't start swishing around. You're supposed to swish the oil around, but I suggest that you don't swish the oil around until it becomes liquid. Now, if you're doing it for 20 minutes and it becomes liquid, you're going to be like this. And you're going to feel the oil in your mouth. And when you start swishing it, I swished it slowly around. And I didn't swish it a lot of times and stuff like that. Because you will feel the tightness in your mouth, in your cheeks and stuff. And so it is just, it is just like overwhelming your mouth. And so I suggest you let it melt all the way and then swish a little bit at a time during the time limit. Don't swish too much, because if you do, you might accidentally find yourself, you may accidentally swallow, or you might find yourself, just wanting to spit it out really fast. And if you spit out really fast, you won't get all the toxins out that you need. Okay. All right. So, my suggestion is don't start off with, counting down from 20 minutes and having the oil in your mouth. Don't do that. What you want to do is, I would suggest starting off at 15 minutes. But when you know you're going to be oil pulling or whatever, and you're counting down from 20 minutes or 15 minutes, I suggest during the time that you are getting the toxins pulled out of your body into the oil, have something to do. Please have something to do. The reason why is because the first time I tried the oil pulling, I didn't have anything to do, and I found myself being consumed with having a whole bunch of oil in my mouth. And with that type of thing, you have this urge to want to spit it out, because the oil basically expands in your mouth as as it's melting. And you don't want to be focusing on, the oil basically expanding in your mouth. So what you want to do is you want to give yourself something to do while you are oil pulling. I would suggest watching some YouTube videos. Okay. That way you can kind of distract yourself long enough so you can make it through the 15-minute or 20-minute countdown that you're trying to reach and stuff. I would suggest starting out with 15 minutes. Okay. You can even you could do 10 minutes if you want to. I did 15 minutes so I can make sure I pull as many toxins as possible out. When I did 20 minutes, I felt like, it was a little longer than I wanted it to be. But you could try for 15 minutes or 20 minutes. Just make sure you have something to distract yourself. Now, know with oil pulling that basically you're going to, you're not going to be able to talk. So one thing I would tell you also is tell people that, if you live with somebody, tell them that, you're going to be busy for the next 15 to 20 minutes, so you cannot talk. And if you know that person's a talker, try to oil pull when they're not there, okay? You want to do it when you are off by yourself so you don't have to talk. Because if you talk while the oil's in your mouth, you're accidentally going to swallow it. And you don't want to swallow the oil with the toxins in it. Okay? So the first time I did it, I was relieved when I got down to the countdown 20 minutes. I was so relieved because my cheeks were so big, and I just couldn't take it anymore. And when I heard that, my phone go off saying the 20 minutes was over, what I did was I spit it out immediately. Now, I will tell you something about spitting out the oil liquid with the toxins in it. What I suggest that you do is don't spit it out in the sink. Okay? Don't do that. Don't spit it out in a bathroom sink nor a kitchen sink. Don't do that. If you spit out oil into your kitchen sink or your bathroom sink, after doing that a few times, it will clog your sink. Oil is something that does not dissolve. If you've ever seen like an oil and water mixture, at some point oil will become solid, which is what clogs your drains if you spit oil out in there. That's why a lot of people, when they're getting rid of oil, what they do is they pour old oil into trash bags or whatever and then get rid of it that way. Okay, so when I spit out the oil liquid with the toxins in it that was in my mouth, I spit it into the trash can. That way I would not find myself clogging the plumbing in my kitchen or bathroom or whatever. So I spit it out into the trash can. Some people may think, oh my gosh, that's gross, but it's a good way to dispose of the oil into a trash can. A trash can you can spit into, that's open, you can spit into it. Okay, not a trash can with a lid where you have to touch the top. I just say like an open trash can. You spit into it. Now, if you want to, you can spit it into a old water bottle or something like that. If you want to do that, that's fine, and then throw it away. That's totally fine too. Okay. I oil pulled today, actually before this video, because I got inspired to do it, because I got a synchronicity to do it, so I will be able to talk about it to you guys and stuff, not leave anything out. So I did it today and cleared the toxins out of my body and stuff or whatever into that oil and I did it for 15 minutes today. Now, in the past, I oil pulled for 5 consecutive days. On the first day, after I oil pulled for the first time for 20 minutes, after I spit out the oil, I got a pressure here, and I got a headache. I got like a headache, and it didn't last for a long time, but I knew that that was an indicator that it did help to clear out some toxins from out of my head and stuff. And I was glad it was in this region because that's third eye region. So I was like, oh my gosh, I'm on the right path doing it. So first time you do it, you might get a headache if it's your very first time. Okay, I did. The second time that I oil pulled, I did it for about 15 minutes this time instead of 20 minutes like I did the first time. And I found it to be more enjoyable. But this time, I did have some things to distract me. So I, watched some YouTube videos, or I, read or whatever. I mean, every time I've oil pulled, I've had something to distract me so that, I'm not, thinking about the sensation of, my mouth being full of oil, and it, as the oil expands, it be pressuring on my, cheeks and my mouth and stuff like that or whatever. Now, something else, like I said, when you're having the oil in your mouth, you're going to find the need to want to clear your throat, but you have to clear your throat without, without swallowing the oil. Okay. You just have to be careful with that. Me, I'm able to, clear my throat without swallowing the oil and stuff. And you guys can do it too and stuff. Okay. See what else. Second time I did it, I didn't get a headache from oil pulling. In fact, I was okay with doing it. I guess the first time I did it, I just had tons of toxins that had came out, in my body and stuff like that, which is why I got the headache. Second time I did it, I was okay. I didn't have any headaches or anything like that. Third time I did it was the same as the second time. Third time I did it was the same as, before. Fourth time I did it, same way as the other time. Fifth time, same way. So the second through, fifth time, it was exactly the same. Now, the reason why I stopped oil pulling was because, I kind of got tired of the oil, um, basically melting and stuff like that over and over and stuff. There's days that I have found that I wanted to oil pull after the fifth day, and it was like it was the oil had melted and stuff in my cabinet, so I put it in the freezer and stuff, and I just kind of got tired of doing that back and forth. But I wish I had known before that the oil will stay solid at a temperature of 70 uh, at below 76 degrees. I wish I would have known it, but because I'm doing this video, you guys have helped me learn something new. So I'll, basically find a way to keep my oil solid by keeping it below 76 degrees. So I keep it solid, so I don't have to go through that headache and stuff. Again, if you're going to do oil pulling, let the person you know that you live with basically not to bother you. If you know this type of person to be talkative and want to talk to you about this and that, don't do it while they're there, okay? Because you don't want to accidentally swallow the oil. Now, the taste of the coconut oil, when you spit out the coconut oil in this liquid, you will be able, after you spit out, it will taste like coconut. It actually tastes just like coconut. To me, I like the taste of coconut. To other people, maybe they don't, but I like it. And it, tastes okay to me, Yeah, you will still have a little bit of coconut oil in your mouth after you spit it out, but it's not so bad if you swallow a little bit of that. That's okay. I mean, you got the majority of the oil out, okay? And stuff. Now, one thing I would say, what you could do, before you oil pull, you can, brush your teeth, with toothpaste at first. Then after you brush your teeth and mouthwash, then you can oil pull so your teeth are clean and stuff like that. You don't have to brush your teeth before it, but one of the times, like the first time I brushed my teeth, then I oil pulled or whatever. But it's up to you whether you want to brush your teeth before it or after it. I would say brush your teeth before if you're going to, because in the toothpaste there is fluoride, and fluoride is something that is going to help to calcify your pineal gland. And so I recommend that you oil pull after that, because that fluoride that was in your mouth, it will be pulled out into that oil. And it will not be going into your pineal gland and stuff, as long as you brush your teeth first, then oil pull. Okay. So that's been my experience with oil pulling. I might decide to oil pull for in future, coming up in maybe for a full month, to see how it works. I will think about doing that, but I haven't decided to do that just yet. But I did want to share my experience with you guys, about real first-hand experience about oil pulling, because I feel like, people need to know what they're getting into. I mean, oil pulling does have a lot of benefits. You can look it up online what the benefits are. One of them is that by oil pulling, you can decalcify your pineal gland. Some people said online that they oil pull more than once a day. Me, I only oil pulled once a day. I thought about oil pulling more than once, but I just kind of prefer to do it once a day and stuff like that. Currently, I don't oil pull. For the purpose of this video today, I decided to oil pull. Just so that I can, just like get into my head and remember like what I was going through and stuff like that. I've been wanting to make a video on oil pulling and stuff, and I've seen people talking about it on Facebook, but at that time I wasn't ready to make a video on it. But now, today I decided to do it. So guys, if you guys have any questions about my oil pulling experience or whatever, feel free to comment to me on Facebook, on my Facebook page, which is Butterfly Spirit 314, or if you're watching this on YouTube, you can comment below this video and ask me any questions that you have. For my YouTube channel, basically I'm sharing my progress that I've made in my spiritual journey towards having my spiritual awakening and stuff like that. So I put up videos about my actual own real experience and stuff like that. and stuff. And, I do videos on the stuff that I learn and stuff like that or whatever. And, I encourage you guys to subscribe if you want to. I'm not, going to say you got to. But, I try to put out really honest and truthful content about, the progress I made towards my spiritual awakening. If you guys want to, you can check out my videos on other things that I've made videos on and stuff like that. Like a lot of people, I'm in the process of working towards my spiritual awakening, or what I would call opening my third eye. And there's many different ways that people are going about opening their third eye and stuff like that. Me, I've just chosen to try different methods. And I can share some of the methods in future videos that I've tried to use to open my third eye and stuff like that. Uh, just to tell you guys about those experiences that I've had. I haven't been successful in opening my third eye yet, but I know when it happens, then, I know it's gonna be quite an experience. So, I'm okay with that. I don't know what it's gonna totally be like, but I know it's gonna be okay. When I was born, I had an experience with, as a baby, my third eye was fully open. And I remember what it was like to have my third eye opened and stuff like that. And, it was great. It was a great experience for me, and I just was calm. I knew a lot of information. I knew about, the source, the universe, or God. I knew about him before I was ever introduced to anything um, like, like church or anything like that. So, I basically, was very pure and as a baby, and I remember my experience of having the third eye. I didn't have it for too long because, of course, when you're a baby, you get vaccinations, and I also, in addition to the vaccinations, I ended up getting lead poisoning, which led to me losing um, my abilities with my third eye and stuff like that. So I'm on a journey to open my third eye again because I want to get back to who I was when I came into this life, to know what my purpose is and stuff like that and stuff. And, I know when I get my third eye, when I get that sense back, I'm going to feel more complete than I do now, because I really wish that I would have had my third eye would have been kept open, but because of the society, the country that I live in, children being vaccinated from a very young age is very common. And actually that results in you losing, senses like your third eye, which will be very valuable to help you. But, everybody has their opinion about the third eye and stuff like that. I'll probably do a video about more in detail about, um, what that experience was like with my third eye being open as a baby for a short time and stuff before I end up getting lead poisoning, which actually almost killed me. Um, yeah. So, thank you guys for watching this video. I hope that, you guys watch some more of my videos or subscribe to my channel, because I come out with some pretty interesting content. I'm just somebody being honest and, sharing the information that I know. I'm not going to claim to be an expert on the spiritual awakening or anything like that or whatever. There's lots of people who are really well versed in, who know more about the spiritual awakening and a lot of different types of spiritual gifts. People like, Nikki Sutton, people like Ryan Cropper. There's the guy for Infinite Waters. He's pretty knowledgeable about, spiritual stuff. There's Terra Nova. She's pretty knowledgeable about, opening her third eye from the Kundalini experience. I mean, there's people who have experiences and talk about, having a spiritual awakening and how it impacted them. So I want you guys to know that, there's not just one perspective on how to, having a spiritual awakening. There's other people's perspectives. Even go on the internet, there's people who talk about it as well. But one thing I don't want you guys to be is scared to open your third eye or something like that. But I would say do your research and watch people's videos on the third eye, and to help you decide whether or not you want to open your third eye. If you're opening it for a bad intention, well, bad things might occur to you, but if you're opening it for a good intention, good things can happen. It's all about if you really want to go therefore and know the truth, and have all the information that the third eye has to offer, and be willing to practice to get good enough, and different types of clair abilities that you get with the third eye. All right, guys. So thank you guys for watching this video. I know it's been long. It's been about 40 minutes, but I really wanted to get down deep and share this experience with you and stuff. And that's why I do my videos. I share my experience. Okay. My videos might be long, but I'm giving, the details, so you guys know I'm truthful and I'm not just, making a snap judgment about something, because I feel like the more information you have about it, the more informed you are about something before you kind of jump into it. So thank you guys for watching this video on oil pulling. It has been me, Butterfly Spirits, aka Michelle. Thank you guys for watching today. Bye-bye.